And if anyone does pop in, we'll send them over to the tube, right? So if y'all want to watch and join YouTube, Facebook, Substack, all live right now. And I'm here to answer your questions. I also want to share some stuff with the Seth Speaks. I was reading some passages out of The Nature of Personal Reality last night to my Charm Life group. And there are some good, I think, key things that were good lessons for them. And sometimes it helps for, I think, people to hear in other people's words, not just my own. Yeah. So we can talk about that tonight. We can go over that. But like I said, I want to go. I'm on, we are live now on YouTube, on Substack, and on Facebook. Looks like people are starting to populate onto the tube and everywhere else. So y'all join me over there at Bernadette Gold 1 on YouTube. Say hello when you get into the chat. And then also on Facebook and Substack. Why isn't it says Substack's on? Supposedly Substack's on. Oh, yeah, it's on. We're on Substack. This is amazing. We got one person on Substack. Thank you, Susie. So y'all, like, I'm going to leave TikTok on, but know that we are broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook, and it's hard for me to switch between cameras. I'm going to try to put this to where y'all, like, I can focus. I am on YouTube right now. Yeah. YouTube, Substack, Facebook, all the places, all the places. And I really do want to talk about um, changing your life, changing your health, all the things. Don't be shocked. I have no makeup on. You're on YouTube, Susan. Yay. Susie D made it to YouTube. I have so many followers on TikTok. I didn't want to leave them out. So I see a few of you are coming onto YouTube. And I don't know if the Substack, we had someone in and out on the Substack. Can you see I can't see comments on Substack. Weird. So, Michelle, I am not seeing comments on Substack, which is really, again, I've never done a Substack live. I know it's working because it says it's broadcasting. My YouTube handle is at Bernadette Gold 1. That's my new channel, not my old channel. You can see in here fine. All right, so Substack Live works. If you want to ask a question and you're in the Discord, pop it in the Discord or come on over to YouTube. Otherwise, you're welcome to watch live. But I really do want to talk about your guys' lives. I want to help you. Whether it's natural health, you have questions about breaking negative cycles. I have done so much detoxing from social media this week. When was the last time you guys took a social media pause? Tell me that. Because I'll tell you, it's been nice. And it's helped my mental health and my just clearing my head altogether. Just going a week not posting. Yay! Yeah, Megs is over on YouTube now. Cool. This is my new channel. Like I still have the other channel at the Gold Factor, but I'm building this new channel so that it's more intentional, the Quantum Living channel. So it's more intentional, it's more branded, because that other channel was not getting the views. But again, we're on YouTube right now at Bernadette Gold 1. We are on Substack. We are on Facebook, and I am here for you guys. So let me share with you guys some of the things that we were talking about last night in my Charm Life group, which is my 1-year program for transformation. YouTube it is. Andy's on YouTube. Yay! We were talking about getting beyond the past. We were talking about changing you and changing where you're at in the moment to change what happens in the future, to give yourself a chance to experience something new. How many of you feel like you're trying really hard to create something new, but you're repeating patterns? Do you feel like that? Put it in the comments if you are. And if you're interested in this, because honestly, some of the stuff that we were talking about last night, I think it finally hit for them, a couple of them, just in those teachings. And I'm more than happy to share with you guys here tonight with whatever you're struggling with. I shared from the Seth material, The Nature of Personal Reality. Have you guys read it? If you haven't, you might want to. It's heavy duty reading. This is not a quick read. I have all the books. Where are them? Like, all of these books are good. I have a Seth reader too. And I have one of the other ones, but Seth Speaks, Jane Roberts. This is the first one. And then Dreams Evolution and Value Fulfillment, The Magical Approach. That one's a good one too. All of her books are good. All of her books are good. You're on YouTube? Yay. Highly recommend. Megan's just saying, it's the best. Like, when I was in my 20s, and this was back in the late 80s, before the internet, before I came across the Seth material, which was channeled in the 80s or in the 70s by Jane Roberts. And it was refreshing to me. The first time when I read something and it like hit on all the things, all the questions that I had, all the things I wanted to know. It answered those questions about religion, about why certain things happen, why certain patterns repeat, right? We're not getting views over on TikTok, so I am going to end the stream on TikTok. If you want to join us live, come on over to YouTube. I can focus better there. I don't want to keep this stream open. I know a lot of people are coming and going, but if you want to talk about changing your life, you want to talk about things from a higher perspective, join us on YouTube at Bernadette Gold 1. I'm on YouTube right now. So I'm going to end this stream. I hope you guys join over there. And we'll talk. So let me end this one. All right. Now I can focus. So one of the things that really is hitting big time, I think, for a lot of people right now is the fact that there's so much going on in the world and it's so chaotic, and it can feel like, I literally can feel like no matter what you do, you're stuck with the circumstances of what's going on in the world. Do you guys feel that? Aside from everything coming at us all day, every day is highly politically driven, both sides of the aisle, is a directed narrative and a little, let's just say, I want to say caustic, it's super caustic. It doesn't feel good. I'm trying to be nice. Don't know if I'm stuck or just exhausted. How do you know the difference? How do I know the difference and move forward? That's a good question. Let me pop that up. It could be both. And how do you tell the difference of whether or not you're stuck? You're stuck when you can't, like when you can't think beyond what you've been thinking. Like if your thoughts start to continually go into a circle, you're stuck. Does that make sense, Andy? When you're exhausted, the same thing happens, but the difference is you're so tired, you're not even looking to move forward. You're just looking to pause. So the difference between exhausted and stuck is in exhaustion, you just want to sleep and pause. When you're stuck, you're trying to find a way out. Moving forward with exhaustion, you got to sleep, damn it. Sleep, rest, cut back on some things. When you're stuck, it literally is the difference between you getting intentional Now we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Getting intentional and getting clear on who you're being, what you're focused on, and what you actually want to create. I'm getting closer to choosing a new me. I love that. Let me see if I can find the thing that I was reading to them last night. I took all my stickies out of here, but I'm hoping I can find it. Okay, so here's a couple of the things that I was reading to them, and I'll read them to you guys because, again, sometimes it helps. This material has been around since the 70s. And those of you who've read this material, this might actually remind you of a few things. The present, as you think of it in practical working terms, is the point at which you select your physical experience from all of those events that could be materialized. Now, do you guys understand what that means? Do you understand what he's talking about? Let me read it again. The present as you think of it, and in practical working terms, is that point at which you select your physical experience from all of the events that could materialize. He's literally saying, in this present moment, no matter what has happened, no matter what is happening, it is in this moment, this now moment, that you get to choose which you, the best version of you or the old you that's still looping. You get to choose which you, and by shifting into a higher version of you, the best intentional version of you, now your circumstances will change. What materializes in front of you will change. It may not change in an instant, but definitely it's going to change. Does that make sense? The whole thing about the stuff I love, you are responsible, so you may as well decide. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that they are responsible. That's a lot of people that haven't been taught that like your thoughts, your emotions, your perception, your beliefs, the things you speak actually create your reality. From the collective perspective, which is where things get a little confusing. Well, how am I supposed to live a happy, healthy life or change my life when everyone around me or the world is going crazy? That's a whole different conversation, isn't it? A lot of people don't realize that they're in fact responsible, that you get to determine how you experience the world. You get to determine what shows up. It's not up to, like, we pray, right? We journal, we write our intentions down, and we're like hoping, wishing, praying that something different's going to turn up. But guess what? It can't turn up if you're not consistent. I've been asking Spirit for the last few weeks, like, because of the overwhelm of just sheer insanity and negative talk on the internet. I'm sure you guys have felt it, especially after last week. I've been asking Spirit, like, help me get above this. What do I need to do? What am I doing that's working against me with my intention of lifting above all of the noise and getting out of that place of feeling like there's no point? I don't know how many, have you guys seen this on the internet in comments on social media? People are just like, well, it's just over. America's done. Apathetic and just calling it quits. Have you guys seen that? Have you felt that? Be honest. Because I know a lot of people are. And I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm telling you, like, that is not where we need to be. It's not helpful. I don't think it's helpful. And it makes us feel helpless when we just call it, like, free speech is gone. Everywhere I turn today, and I have, like, when I go on social media, and I've only spent like 30 minutes on social media today, aside from what I'm broadcasting, as far as like consuming content. I have seen free speech is dead. America's done, right? I've seen that a bunch, trying to ignore it. Yeah. I don't want you guys to ignore it as much as I want you to speak the opposite. Speak it out loud, even if it's just you watching these posts, like speak it out loud. It's not done. Free speech is not dead. Speak the truth. At least say it out loud. Express it. Why? Because that energy needs to come out and land. It's energy. Everything is energy. I will not let them win. That's what they want, to wear us down. I know they do. There's a party that wants to wear us down, that wants to rule over us for profit and for greed. That's what this is all about. Profit and greed. We are the product. We are the consumers. That is not who we are, though. To them, that's who we are. So how do we work against it? First and foremost, when you see it, speak against it. Speak the truth. Because here's reality. It appears as though they're coming after our free speech rights. But here I am speaking. I get on some platforms, they're suppressing and censoring and kicking people off. I get it. But it's not gone. It's not dead. And no, America's not gone. Here we are in America. Look at us go. If we allow the narrative to dictate our reality by believing and buying into what's being said, we're stuck in the matrix. We are only going to experience those things, which is why I think it's super important that we get it together right now and we remember who we are, right? Everything's energy. On Wednesday, we have our Hidden Wisdom health class, and I'm going to talk about the energy field, Mesmer's work, Tesla's work, and some of the more recent people that are studying it. Funny, science is studying consciousness now, right? But they're studying it as a mode of control. If we understand consciousness and mass consciousness, then we can use it as control, where our consciousness and our connection to mass consciousness, we have to take control of and maintain sovereignty over, and realize when things are getting pushed upon us and shoved into our consciousness so that we can maintain our sovereignty. Does that make sense? Tell me if I'm making sense, y'all. And if I'm not, tell me. Like, I had the feeling all day today, you got to go live. And I was like, I don't know what to talk about tonight, but 2 world wars and a civil war, we have always risen to the challenge. We can do this and must. I agree. Making a lot of sense. Okay, good. So Spirit's really like been heavy on me. When I asked earlier in the week, I was like, what do I need to do? And they said, social media is working against you right now. You're getting sucked in. Step away. As a creator, a content creator, if you know anything about content creation, you don't stop posting, because they actually penalize you for that. And then your algorithm drops. But I knew with the new guidelines on TikTok that I was going to be suppressed anyways. So I was like, I'm not going to feed the machine. There's new platforms, decentralized platforms, OWN, which is in beta right now, and Skylight, which is tied to Blue Sky. I am posting over there. Skylight still has some tweaks they need to make, but a bunch of people are going over there. A lot of people lost their accounts on TikTok anyways, but Spirit said, stop with, like, put your phone down. Don't start your day with social media. Stop. Like, I got into the habit of that because the agency I was in, the agency manager would jump on TikTok live first thing in the morning. And I was like, felt like I had to be there. And then you get sucked in. Spirit said, don't. Time to get some stuff done. So I've spent a total of maybe 45 minutes a day at the most, at the peak this week, just looking at social media and responding to comments. That is unheard of for me the last several months. Like unheard of. You get doom scrolling, and man, all of a sudden, what could have been a good day, you get sucked right in. That was not the best version of me. And when I asked Spirit, like, what I need to do, that was the first thing they said: turn it off. And then I said, where do I need to go? What do I need to do with building? And they've been pushing me for months now to build on decentralized, and which ones. And I had a meeting with Tori from Skylight last weekend. That went cool. We were on the phone for on a Google Meet for 90 minutes. I'm really excited about that platform and the things they have planned. And I think it's workable. I like Own too, but talking to Tori one-on-one, she's really, really good at wanting to keep that platform very clean. And it is a decentralized platform. When they monetize over there, it's not going to be based on blockchain. Own is on blockchain. I'm not comfortable with that. But that's me. So I got off social media. I started getting stuff done. Funny, I didn't have so much exhaustion this week. I've gotten a lot of crap done without all of that weird fatigue. But on top of it, the messages kept coming through more and more and more. And there's some things Spirit has told me that I will share with you guys. But part of what Spirit has told me is to remind you all, you have the power to direct your life. If you don't like what's showing up in your life right now, shift who you're being in this moment, shift how you're viewing things and how you have been viewing things, and get really intentional and consistent. The whole key to shifting what you're experiencing is consistency. You have to be consistent. The way the universe works and our reality works, your most dominant vibration and thoughts and words and emotions, your most dominant. So taking a percentage, am I dominantly positive, or am I more so fearful, negative, worried? If that's the dominant, your reality is going to mirror that. The world is just a mirror of what's going on within you. And then you have the collective mirror. And the collective mirror right now, no joke, it's chaotic. It's chaos. It's dark. It's overwhelming. I always begin my day with just myself. That's how I set the tone. No phone, TV, just me and my thoughts. I start my day that way as well. But usually within the first hour, I've been jumping on social media. And that's a bad habit. That was a bad habit I started months ago when I joined the agency, because it's kind of expected. I felt like I had to be at those live streams, you know. I always journal, and I always say my daily prayer. Give me the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and a heart to understand all you wish me to know. Help me co-create a life of love, joy, and compassion for myself and others. That's my daily prayer before my feet hit the floor. But, you know, I sit outside and I talk to Spirit in the morning when I'm feeding my dogs and letting them go do their business. And unfortunately, not spending enough time just in peace and quiet, paying attention to nature, right? Drinking my coffee. No, I would jump on social media at some point. And that was so disruptive to my entire nervous system. So if you felt like your nervous system's whack, I know a lot of people are upset that TikTok's going away, but let me tell you something. That algorithm is hyper addictive. Do you guys know that? That's why everybody wants it. Their algorithm is more addictive than any other algorithm out there. For real. Like, that is no joke. So it's hard to stop. It's hard to put it down. It's built that way. And you're not imagining it if you've gotten sucked into it, right? Between all of the news, like people and everyone looking to get views, everybody's posting on social media, and even the news agents, like the narrative is constantly coming at us from this administration, and it's negative. It's negative. Like watching the news conference from Bondi this week about we're coming after you for hate speech, and you're going to be a target. It's like, okay, but don't you think you should start the administration first? Because that's where a lot of this crap is coming from. Like, for real. It made me feel like I had ADD. Yeah, that algorithm. Oh, the beautiful thing about the decentralized platforms is you're going to find more curated feeds. So, like if you follow someone like me on Skylight or Blue Sky, but mostly Skylight for short form video, where I'm going to put together different people's videos and populate them with that. So like Meg's, I would love to have you as one of my curated if you're on Skylight, someone I recommend. I'm only going to add people that I know and trust, that isn't foo-foo and full of it. That's the one thing. Like, I'm going to create a whole list of people and share their videos as well. And I think that part of that is that's how we get a curated feed. People that we know and we trust. So I'll have people with alternative health as well as my stuff, biomagnetism practitioners, alternative health practitioners, people that like I vetted and I know that they aren't wiki wacky. Just saying. Because I think that's how we take control. Hey, Lillian. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Are you following me on YouTube at Bernadette Gold One, Lillian? I see you on Facebook, but just wondering. Because at some point, I'm not going to be broadcasting on Facebook either. I'm over there for people like you that have been following me forever. But I got issues with Meta. I have big issues with what's going on with Meta. Big issues. And I don't spend a lot of time over on Meta. TikTok is just another form of psyops, people looking for their dopamine fix. Well, again, though, like it used to be more fun, right? It used to be. Hi, Rita. You're excited to see what's coming. I know, me too. I'm on the live on YouTube right now at the moment. I'm broadcasting on Facebook and on YouTube and on Substack, all the places. But make sure you're following my new channel, which if you are a subscriber to my old channel, it is pinned in my old YouTube. I'm just not going to be adding content to the old YouTube. It'll still be up, but I'm creating all my new content on the new channel just because that old channel got kind of messed up. Anywho, my point. We can curate and be more in control on these decentralized newer platforms. We can be more mindful. And this is how we take our power back, right? This is how we get it back together, as we say no to the changes. Like, I don't want to just be on a TikTok US app. Do you? I like having the international connection. Lillian over in the Netherlands is watching from on Facebook right now, and she's been following me for years. Right? I have a friend in Germany, in Australia. Like, who wants to just have people from the US? I don't want that. And I want to be able to see what's going on in the rest of the world. Don't you? They don't want us to see it. They don't want us to know what's going on in Nepal. You do follow me over there. Yay. Yay. Good. Good to see you on YouTube. So, I want to know what's going on in Nepal. I want to know what's going on in China. I want to know what's going on in Singapore. I want to know what's going on. I'm nosy. But also it's indicative as to what's going on globally and what will affect us and how we're affecting other countries. So to isolate us And that's one of the points right now. I want you guys to pay attention. To isolate us away from the rest of the world, then the narrative can be controlled more. Now, I have heard from Skylight that they're in a few different countries right now. Blue Sky's in several countries, and they're opening it up more and more. Me too, need to know the truth. Yeah, right? Aside from getting the perspective from other people is super important. Do you guys know how much I learn from going and watching people from China, from Australia? Like, one of my really good friends is in Australia, New South Wales, and I love that I get to follow her and I get a bunch of her information. But honestly, I don't want to be isolated from all the other countries. I want to know what's going on in Canada. I want to know what's going on in Mexico. We should know. We are a global community. To try and separate, segregate, and isolate is another way to make us feel very, very alone. Those platforms like Facebook and YouTube. Facebook's been weird, hon. I don't like Facebook for the privacy invasion point. Like, I do not like how they use our data. I do not like too on Instagram now. They changed their policies when you give them permission to upload photos from your phone. They have access to all your photos, and they can use them to train AI. Like, people don't realize these changes that are going on. Another reason to leave TikTok. It'll be US only. Yeah. And I mean, they've already censored us over there. They've already suppressed. That's why I had to stop doing lives, is because they violated me for no reason. Oh, Blue Sky. So Blue Sky is a Twitter-like app, but it's connected. It's on this thing called an AT protocol. It's connected to Skylight, which is short form video. But on Blue Sky, you can post videos, text, tweet-like things. We should have the freedom of information. Weird how times are changing. But this is like, going decentralized platforms is how we literally push back. It is our way of saying, you don't get to tell us what we get to listen to, who we get to talk to. You don't. I saw a video earlier this week about Twitch, Discord, Kick, and I can't remember what the other one was. They got called in to testify because they believe that the suspect they have in custody right now from last week's event, Reddit, that's the other group, Reddit, that he was radicalized on those platforms, Reddit, Twitch, Discord. I pray they don't mess with Discord, because from a community standpoint and having one place where we can chat and whatnot, it makes it very difficult. Now, I do have the ability as of this week on my website to build a community with chat and everything right on my website. So I'm going to work on that and potentially pull everything off of Discord if they're going to be a problem, which is why I also started to put my Substacks over on my blog, because Mark Andreessen is a big shareholder of Substack, and he's another one of the tech pros. So literally, we have to be aware of who owns what, because at any time, Substack now can turn, right? If they decide to clamp down. Right now, it's not. I mean, it's free speech. Right now, it's cool. Will they keep it that way? I hope so. But don't put your eggs in one basket. I like Substack because it's not toxic. I like Skylight so far. It and Blue Sky, I haven't seen the toxicity over on those platforms. YouTube, however, is changing the platform, and they are looking to get the TikTok short form video crowd over there. They're going to monetize and do gifting over on the mobile lives. Every platform can be abused, misused. Another example of government overreach. Well, so let's take it even higher. Since we're talking about how to change ourselves and change our life, let's take it a step higher. Okay? Or let's go deeper into what this is meant to do. Y'all know, yes or no, we're in the time of transformation to the awakening. Yes? You guys agree with that? We're in the Great Awakening, a period that was predicted by the Tui Batu, Chinese prophecy, by the Hindus, right? They predicted it. Astrology has predicted it, and many of us who are psychics have gotten those messages that there would be a period and we're in the time of awakening. So you guys agree. Cool. We're on the same page. During this great time of awakening, and there's a mass awakening, people that had no understanding of consciousness, intention, focus, manifesting, realities, shifting timelines, like the power that they actually hold as a soul, as a divine spirit. They're waking up. There's a mass exodus from the church. There's been for years now, all of this stuff that has come out, the truth about the Catholic Church. And now we're seeing with the Christian nationalist movement that, oh, so that's what you believe. You're saying it all out loud now because the orange leader is saying that this is what we believe. And it's not Christ's teachings. These are not the things that are being spoken of and spoken about, and the things that are being done against immigrants, against the homeless, against women, against children. They're not what Christ taught. There's nothing Christ-like about it. So it's waking people up, and they're leaving religion by the droves, and they're looking for the truth. So things like the nature of personal reality, Seth Speaks, the Celestian prophecies, all the things that get them to understand. There are teachings. The Gnostic texts are like making a huge comeback right now. They're making a big splash. The Gnostic teachings, the teachings of Mary Magdalene, the Gospel of Thomas, they're all the stuff that's been hidden is coming to the surface now. The dark, those who are walking the path of, let's just call it the dark, the ignorant, the blind, that want to have power and control over you, over me, over everything we do, and keep us as the product and the consumer, that we are only useful if we're spending money on them or making them money. They are getting very angry, which is what we're seeing. They don't want us to speak out loud. They want to tell us what to believe. They want to tell us who to believe. And if you don't, we're going to get rid of you, like Jimmy Kimmel. Like, you can't make jokes anymore. Comedians can't make jokes anymore. Journalists can't report truth anymore. We're coming for you. That's their game. It's not much different than what happened in the 30s with Hitler. That's the truth, right? Shipping people out of this country to another country and imprisoning them without due process. That's exactly what happened in Germany. They sent them to Poland, to Auschwitz. I don't know if the kids these days don't know the history, or the history's just been erased. Like, I don't know. But the warning bells are there. Am I afraid of it? No. Has Spirit said to be afraid of it? No. Has Spirit said things are going to get better really fast? Oh, no. Have they said that things are going to get more push-pull and more contracted? Yes. Why? Because change doesn't happen when we're comfortable, and we lived many decades in comfort and we did not wake up. It was every man for himself. The biggest problem that they've said has caused all of this, the biggest misalignment, let's just call it that. The biggest misalignment has been the focus on the individual. We've lost sight of the collective. We've lost sight of family. We've lost sight of the other, right? All about the individual. What's good for me? How do I feel? Do you guys agree? I'm curious because these are the messages I've been getting. It's like they've been saying, like one of the key factors that brought us here is everybody just being pushed to focus on me, me, me. What do I want? What do I think? How do I feel? Not taking into consideration the other, what's in the highest good of all. We lost that somewhere. And not just here in America, y'all. Like, this is a global issue, right? China had to learn from their people during the Tiananmen Square stuff. They had to learn from their people that just focused on the top wasn't going to cut it. So instead of focusing, and I made a video about this, instead of focusing just on the country's GDP as far as what we output and are productive, we focus on our people. Are people fed? Are they clothed? Are they housed? Do they have health care? They shifted. And are we taking care of climate? Because remember, do you guys remember back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and even the early 2000s, the whole narrative was the pollution, the restrictions, the poor pay, right? The factory workers, like the sweatshops, people weren't being taken care of. And at that time, the country was just in a contraction. You guys remember? I mean, that's what we were told all over the place, but it's also the way their history went. When the people revolted, they shifted it. They changed it. And now they're coming up. I think they're probably the world's superpower, but have not been named it out loud. I would say they're better in education, better in technology, and better in taking care of their people. Do they still have a little ways to go? Yeah, but they cleaned up their climate too. And they have a 25-year plan going forward and a 50-year plan. We don't. We have an election cycle plan. Death camps in Nazi Germany began as detainment centers. Yep. 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 So think about what Spirit's been saying. If we want our lives to change and our reality to change, we need to focus on what's in the highest good of ourselves and everyone else. What's in the highest good of all? They also told me, we want you to speak truth, but we want you to speak it from a place of giving options. How do you shift? How do you change this? And I'm telling you guys, the number one message that I have heard repeated this week is to remember from this moment, this one, and then this one, how you're thinking about you, your past, your present, your future, what's going on around you, and the people in your life, how you're thinking about that, and how you're showing up will shift everything and put you in a whole other reality. If you don't like what's showing up, change what you're thinking, what you're focusing on, what you're speaking, and what you're projecting. If we want a better future, like I've been telling Spirit all week, I'm like, I can do that. Like, I really want and see the potential for and the reality of the world becoming a peaceful place to coexist. Let me share a story with you guys. True story. My dad has lived with me since 2004, since I got divorced. And my daughter, my oldest, she moved to Seattle. We went there and then we moved here, me and my dad and Bella. Bella moved out June 1st. She moved to Virginia. But my oldest, Brindy, her husband, my granddaughter are still living with us. And as of right now, economically, there's no way for them to get out and buy a house, whatever. They're paying down medical debt. And my daughter's going through a bunch of medical testing. And y'all know how expensive that is. Just in the last 2 months, she spent $5,000. And she has Blue Cross Blue Shield. Yeah. But my dad was very resistant about other people in his space and wanting everything his way. I mean, he's 83 years old, almost 84. Next month, he'll be 84. Him and my daughter are a day apart on their birthdays. They're both very highly wound Scorpios. There was a time when it seemed like things were not going to work. My dad was dead set on, I can't get along with them. My daughter was like, it's not the right space for us. We got to go. Like everyone was pushing and pulling. And I just kept holding the vision, peace, coexisting. Everybody's happy. Everything's working out. The animals are happy, blah, blah, blah. And do you know, I noticed it 2 weeks ago, like suddenly everything's just grooving. Everybody's falling into their own space and their own place, and everybody's happy. I kept focusing on that there, even though I kept hearing complaints from my dad, from my daughter, from my son-in-law, right? Even my granddaughter was not happy about certain things. And we adjusted the space. I bought them a new couch for their little space upstairs. And instead of expecting more of a fight, I just kept reiterating how grateful I was that everyone was safe, everyone was getting along, the animals were happy, we were all happy, productive, and moving forward. And now that reality is a reality. Did it happen overnight? No, it did not. I had to hold that vision. I had to hold that thought. I had to speak that out into the universe repeatedly in the face of listening to the negative and feeling the negative and the complaints and the push and the pull. Hi, Deborah. So we can do the same thing in the whole world. That is why I share that story. You're doing it now. Speak what you want to see. Look for and notice where things are right. One of the things I read to my Charm Life people in the Seth material last night was when we are focusing on the past or even the current affairs of what's wrong. And that's what we're speaking. This is what we're seeing on social media all day, every day. When we are focused on everything that's wrong, everyone who's wrong, blah, 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 we become blind to what is right. We do not see, notice the good things. You decided to sell the house? Good for you. Does it feel lighter that you're doing that? You guys get it? So let me ask you guys a question, because this is for our community. And I hope that we continue to build this community. I hope you guys share this with other people. I think it takes longer to manifest when people are involved, but definitely does work. People can change by manifesting it. It doesn't. Literally, the strongest energy is going to be the one that has the most joy, the most love. That's the one that overtakes. Purging is wonderful. Are you capable of, or have you already been noticing what's right, what is working? Because I can tell you, with all of the bullshit that's come down the pike, all of the control mechanisms and control grid that the techno bros are building, and that this administration, all the stuff they're doing, and they want to. Here's the thing. I'm actually seeing more posts about people sticking up for one another, people going out of their way to help others. Those things are happening. They may not be broadcast as much as the other stuff that gets the attention. Those things are happening. When we notice, right? There's a little burger place here in Texas called P. Terry's. And I saw a video from them this weekend. They're like, come out and support us this weekend. Everything that you buy, and they've been doing this for the last 5 years, everything that you buy from P. Terry's, a burger, fries, a shake, they're donating all of the proceeds to 3 different charities in Texas this weekend. And they do it every year. And I think it's amazing because they're community organizations that need the help. Good things are happening. I was sad to see that Jerry from Ben and Jerry's quit the company that he founded, because they sold the company because of the direction of freedom of speech and diversity, equity, inclusion that this new company is taking. He took a stand. I love my Cherry Garcia. However, I am so proud of them. I am so proud of them for standing up for what's right. Flipping the script takes a lot of practice. The more you do it, the easier. And the whole thing is you have to remind yourself. You have to remind yourself constantly. So one of the things I'm going to challenge you guys to do, or invite you to do, to help yourselves really become a bigger light in the world, is this. Every day ask yourself, which version of me is going to create the world I want? Which version of me is going to create the world I want? If you don't like the experience you're having or the world that you're living in right now, all you need to do is shift the version of you that's showing up. Come from the highest version of you. It already exists. You just have to remember to get intentional. And it's about consistency. And it's about constantly pulling yourself back in line. It's no different than meditation. Y'all know meditation is difficult because your mind just wanders. Well, what do we do in meditation? Our mind wanders, and then we have to bring it back. Focus back on the breath, right? You guys do that? Have you heard those instructions during meditation? If your mind wanders, bring it back. Bring it back to focus. Breathe. That's what we're doing every day. And look, I know if you've got chronic health issues, all of this sounds great, but you're like, how's that going to help me when I don't even feel good? Go read my blog. There's things that I share that will help with your health issues. Address them, but you also have to address your emotions. We did some somatic release last night or the night before. We did tapping last night on mother issues, like the inability for someone to get beyond the way that the story they've been telling about their mother for their whole lives. Because mom's very selfish, didn't know how to love. And to be able to go through one tapping round and watch this woman's whole face shift, her whole energy shift, where before she couldn't stop crying every time she'd speak about it, to just tears of joy, lit me up. That was blocking her from moving forward and getting the things she wanted. But it's things like that that also affect our health. So Follow along. We can address all of that. And I suggest we do all of those things. If you know people who are struggling, and the kids, Gen Z, they are struggling right now, y'all. They are struggling. You guys know that, right? Like the younger generation and the millennials, some of the millennials are struggling. They're looking into the future going, there's no jobs right now. I mean, I heard from my foster daughter today who lives back east. She's like, the job market's rough right now. And it might be for everybody else. But for you, if you speak differently, you become the resume that stands out. Tell a different story. If you say it's bad, you're only going to notice the bad, and that is the experience you're going to have. If you say it's good, it's going to work out, or it is working out for your highest good. It's going to work out for your highest good. I love your tapping. Thanks, Lillian. I like tapping with people. I like watching those shifts happen. Quick. Things that we struggle with for our whole entire lives just evaporate. Be the light. Be the intentional light. Yeah. Be the lighthouse. Be the beacon that's circling so other people can find you. We have to show the world, those of us who are awakened, you have a job right now. We have to show those newly awakened and those still asleep that there's a different way. We are being called to change the narrative. We are being called to say, I know it's tough. I know there's a contraction. It's like I keep seeing a funnel. You guys know what funnels look like, right? Let Bernadette and her really crappy art draw you a picture. I don't know why they want me to draw a picture. Where are my pens? Oh, on my other desk. Hold on. No. I interrupt this broadcast to create some probably not even great artwork for you, but for whatever reason, this is what they keep showing me in my head. So I'm going to show you. Okay, see that? That's supposed to be a funnel. Like everybody's trying to get down this funnel. And if you notice, it goes from a bunch of people like real wide and it gets thinner and thinner and thinner. Those of us who are going to make it through this funnel, this contraction, as things shift and change, literally. And everybody can make it in. Hold on. Like this is the way they're showing me. Everyone can make it in, but there comes a point in time where the entrance into the new life, the new world, the new way of thinking, that big transformation, there's a choking point. We're kind of here right now. Like they're showing me. We're here where that line goes across. We aren't even in the thin part, the narrow part of that funnel. What we want, Spirit is funny. You guys get to see how my visions work. Where the flowers are. What we want is after that big contraction. We want to get to the flowers and the trees. We want everyone to get along. Right now, we're in the middle. We're a little closer to the bottom half. We got a ways to go before it starts choking off. Everyone can fit. Everyone can transform. Everyone won't. Because what happens in the top part before we get to the smaller part, people start hurting each other. People start pushing each other down. People start squeezing one another, thinking they're the only ones. They're the only ones that get to be in the new world. And we're kind of seeing that from the darkness right now. During this time of contraction, as things start getting smaller and smaller, the entrance into the new world, those of us that know the path, the quickest, most solid path that makes a quantum leap into a new reality, we have to be the beacons. So we have to speak differently. You can tell the truth. You should tell the truth. Like I said at the beginning, when you see something, hear something, speak the opposite into the positive, what you want to see and what is real. What is the reason why that it's made so narrow, metaphorically? The reason that it's that way is because so many people aren't going to be willing to change. The contraction point, that point of contraction, if you look at the top of the funnel, that's how we've been living, is all wide open, everything's flowing. And if you were to carry that funnel all the way down, it's like a party, right? All the water's flowing, everything's wonderful. The contraction is where not everyone makes it. There's requirements. Like those of us who make it to the other side of this in the best possible way, and how that looks is going to depend on how we create it. Those of us who make it are the ones who are standing in positivity and light. But the reason metaphorically for it to get narrow is to really sift through what belongs and what doesn't, what's right and what's not, what's in alignment to love, peace, and what's not, what's diseased and what's not, what's broken and what's working, or what needs to work. And a lot of the things that break at this time are things that should have been stopped a long time ago, but we are just so comfortable. We don't like change. We don't like to put the effort into the change. The narrow of the funnel are like the rapids of a river. Not everyone's ready for it. There's that. Yep. I literally look at it like sifting. We are sifting through rocks, right? Like, what happens to the ones that don't come along? They will go on in a different reality, but they'll have their own little world. Whether that's called hell or what they're gonna have. I don't know for certain. I will tell you that. I don't know. Will they go to the fiery pit of hell? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it there. Like, depending on what your belief system and what you've studied, you believe something different. What I do know is I don't want to be on that side. I don't want to be on the side of those who don't come along for the new evolved world. I don't want to go through lessons again. I mean, do they get to stay in the one third dimensional hellhole, repeating all kinds of hell by themselves with each other? Would I want to be there? No, thank you. No, not me. No, I don't know. Will they be sent on their own planet somewhere? I don't know. Will they disappear? I don't know. I don't think anyone truly knows. And if they say they know, they're full of shit because they're not source energy. But I do know that it's not going to be pretty for those that don't come along, that are walking in that negative vibration, in that hateful place. They will thank us for leading the way, hopefully change. And you know what? Who's going to thank us? Because it doesn't matter if anyone thanks me for helping them on the path. It's the right thing to do, right? It's, to me, you always help the people who are where you used to be. And I used to be in that place of feeling hopeless and helpless and apathetic and out of control. So I feel like it's an honor to be in a position where I can help other people see that there's another way and there's a way out of that hell, because I wished and prayed that someone would show me out of the cave that was called my life, full of depression and angst and anger and pain, right? I don't care if anyone thanks me. I don't know that matters. I think what matters is that we as elders and experienced ones, wherever you are on that path, help the ones that don't know how to find their way out. You know, it's kind of like take care of the blind. And I don't mean eyesight. I mean those who just, they can't see the way out because they never knew that it was possible to outcreate the matrix, to live above all of the nonsense and madness. They didn't know. A lot of people don't realize how easy it is to actually shift and change your life. They think it has to take years because therapists have told us it has to take years. A lot of people believe that it can't change, that the power's outside of you. That's divine, Christ-like. We're helping the least of us. That's the example he set for us. Yep. Well, I do thank you. I am grateful for you and your wisdom. Thank you, Lillian. I thank you. Like, you guys have no idea if and I know my stream is not big right now. I'm building on these platforms. I'm building a new YouTube channel. I'm building a Substack. I'm building a skylight. I did really well on TikTok, and then the rug got pulled out from underneath me. I mean, from January until August, I got up to over 10,000 followers in 8 months. It's insane growth. Now, it was all organic, completely organic. And I'm losing those followers because the platform's falling apart and I'm tired of rebuilding. But the great thing about things like Skylight is it's portable and potable. Like, you build over there. If anyone else that is holding the AT protocol, you own your content, you take it with you. They don't own it. So after going through this on YouTube, on Facebook, on what was the other one? MySpace. I want MySpace back. I want a MySpace again. MySpace was fun. Social media has lost its fun in some ways, right? And the way that they reward people and what they reward them for is stupid. But I think as far as where we're heading now, we have a chance to shift the narrative. I know it looks dark, but they know they're losing. That's why they're pushing so hard. They know they are. Aw, I'm glad, Michelle. I'm glad that I'm helping you. So I'll be here. Tell me what you guys want to learn from me. Tell me what kind of things you want me to talk about in upcoming live streams. If I know what I'm going to talk about, I will come on, like I'll come on again tomorrow. I got no problem with it as long as I know that we have something to talk about. And I'll probably do the same thing that I did tonight. Maybe not. Like TikToks, they're not promoting me on lives. They're not promoting my content. Getting 100 views on my videos. It's crazy to me. And Facebook, love it, but actually have more of a following, more views on YouTube, and I only have 53 followers on YouTube. How is that possible? I had 25,000 followers on my business page, and we have no one watching from the business page right now because you have to pay to play. Contact Justin Timberlake. He bought MySpace. He bought MySpace? Did he really? He tried to revive it. Well, because they took away all of our personal stuff that was on MySpace. We used to do karaoke on MySpace and post songs. That was fun, right? Like, MySpace was cool. There wasn't There was not a bunch of toxic nonsense. I can't do IG because it's toxic. And Facebook, I'm there right now live, but I'm not going to keep broadcasting over there. You guys have to follow me on YouTube and on Substack or on my website. But yeah, tell me what you guys want to learn. He bought it years ago. Well, he didn't do anything with it. Like, I miss MySpace. I know it's been a while, but I liked being able to see what people's musics were and their pictures, and like that was cool. I like the old Facebook too, before they got greedy and everything became ads and all the nonsense. And I hope that we don't have to deal with ads on Skylight and Blue Sky. I know they still have sponsored posts on Blue Sky, but I hope it doesn't become what Facebook has become, because Facebook's like every third post is an ad and you don't see what your friends are posting, which is why I was getting ticked off about it. But their privacy, the whole thing about them using your posts, your photos, your everything for AI, I do not appreciate. And I don't consent. I don't like it, which is why I'm not posting in my groups, my videos anymore. They're just going straight up onto the website, into the portal, because I don't want them using my things. And here I am running a live on Facebook, but I won't be. So for those of you on Facebook that are like, how come you're not on Facebook? That is why. I want my data sovereign. I want what I create I want to retain those things. And I'm tired of giving them to these other platforms. And who knows with YouTube what's going to happen. I know they're trying to get the lion's share. I know that YouTube does some stuff too, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, in the comments, let me know. What are things you guys want me to talk about? Do you want me to come back tomorrow? If you don't, I won't. I'll come back in a week. I've been enjoying my time off social media. I've been enjoying not having to create a lot of stuff. I shared my supplement today. I don't know if you guys saw that video. I posted it pretty much everywhere. And I'll tell you what, like, this stuff's the bomb. Because I'm taking Catacor, and I stopped taking Catacor a couple days ago because I wanted to test to see what's giving me energy and what's not. This shit is like, it's good. I still have energy, and this is making hour 13 of work, and I still have energy. Or normally I would be dog tired, no nap today, no nothing. So if you guys are looking for a good supplement, watch that video, look that supplement up. I don't make money off of it. I'm just trying to share my go-tos with y'all. But yeah, put in the comments or put in the Discord. My hair is driving me crazy today. So thank you, Lillian. I mean, so August 28th was 2024 was my last chemo, right? And I was bald. I had no eyebrows. I had no hair, like bald. Bald is a bald man, like bald. So it's been a year and 1 month. So it's been 13 months. This is 13 months of hair growth, which is not bad. It's probably like, it's off to the side. It's probably like, you see? So it's down to here. Not bad, but it's not laying down there because it's curly. I love the advice you give on supplements. All right, cool. Well, if you guys have things that you want to know, conditions and what supplements to take, or even if it's acute stuff, let me know and I'll make videos about those things too. But give me conditions. This is a good overall. Like overall, especially if you're older, you have hormone issues, menopause, it's amazing. But yeah, so all is well. And I'm feeling good. Like I'm considering what I've been through for the last 16 months. I cannot complain. I'm going to be 59 in December. I have no makeup on right now. There are no filters on. No makeup and no filters. I have some sunspots from last summer of being on chemo and being out in my pool without sunscreen on. I would love to know your view more about health and probiotics. Okay, we'll talk about but what conditions? Tell me what conditions you're specifically concerned about and we'll talk about it in the next one. Where my pen is. Probiotics are important, but it's important what probiotics you take. There are certain brands that I tend to stick with because I know the companies and I know that they source from good places. And I never waste my money on the like cheap brands of supplements. My supplements, I make sure they're sourced from good, they're organic, non-GMO, natural products like hair products. I'll show you guys. I'll have to take a picture of the one that I'm using. Um, you want to know? Do you want to know something funny? I watched Nina Pool. When I was bald, Nina Pool said, if you want hair growth, go get a regular bottle of Head and Shoulders. Your hair will come in fast and thick. And I did. But now I'm using a natural one with no, it doesn't have all the funky stuff. And it's called Ren Pure, has tea tree and it has rosemary oil in it. And they sell it at our local HEB. But I've been using Ren Pure for probably 2 years. I used to buy the expensive Biolage and Paul Mitchell and all that crap. And let me tell you, my hair is super thin. It's come in, like this is thicker than it was before. I don't dye my hair. Like again, I'll be 59 in December. I have maybe, if you guys can see, I have like that one gray hair. See it? I think I have like maybe 4 gray hairs. You can't see the other ones anymore. There's one right there. I have maybe 4 gray hairs. Like seriously, 4 single gray hairs. So I'm doing something right. And that's after chemo and radiation. Supplements are definitely a good subject. Never know if the ones are available in my country. A lot of them aren't going to be available in your country, but if you check the sourcing from whatever in your country. But like I said, we can do one like tomorrow night if you guys want. We can do we'll do a health live stream. You can ask me questions about supplements and stuff. I have certain GoPros. RENPURE. Hold on. Let me look it up on Ren Pure. Yeah, so it's RENPURE, Ren Pure. I'm trying to see. So it says naturally derived formulas free of sulfates, parabens, dyes, and gluten. So yeah, that's supposedly good. They did have a lawsuit in 2020, but they must have fixed it because I'm seeing like synthetic something. I don't know, but they got sued. So I like it. I literally have had no problems with it, no issues, and it leaves my hair soft. Yep, Ren Pure, just like that, Michelle. Yep, that would be correct. They have different ones like biotin and collagen, but rosemary oil, just so y'all know, for hair growth, rosemary oil is a good oil to use, essential oil for hair growth. So, and that one that I use, it is tea tree oil and rosemary, I believe. I'm looking. Yeah, tea tree oil and rosemary is the one that I'm using. And I like it. It smells good too. and it doesn't leave any weird funky residue on my hair. And they have like conditioners too. I used to use the biotin and collagen one when I before I knew I had cancer and my hair was falling out because I didn't know I had cancer. um I was using biotin and collagen thinking that that would get my hair to grow. Yeah, not so much. That wasn't what the problem was, Bernadette. You have lymphoma. Like that was what the problem is. So, but I like that stuff, and it's fairly affordable. I think I paid $9 for a big bottle of it. It comes with a really nice pump on it, and it's reusable. Just saying, I don't work for the company, but I'm very good about making sure that the stuff I put on too is natural. So yeah. But if you guys want, I'll do one tomorrow night. What do you want? Do you want to do it tomorrow night? Health stuff? My recommendations of what you guys can do for health. I literally so happy I was able to help Bella naturally with her throat. She had tonsil stones. She had a bad yeast infection from antibiotics, thrush, and treated all of that. And I mean, her throat was closed up. Her tonsils were so inflamed. Magnets, rife, and then supplements. It's getting cold and flu season, how to protect ourselves organically. Okay. We can talk about foods. We can talk about supplements tomorrow night. So let's just do 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Central, sorry. So 8 o'clock Eastern. Does that work for you guys? Or do you want me to do it earlier? I could do 7 Eastern. It's up to you guys. Tell me in the chat. 7 Eastern or 8 Eastern. That would be 8 Eastern's 5 p.m. Pacific, which is why I'm asking. Try and make it. So Eastern time, 8 or 7. I'm asking. I was going to say 8, which is normally when I come live is 7 p.m. my time, which is Central. So that would be 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Mountain. Usually a good time. Everyone's home, even if you're out running around. I don't think I have anything going on tomorrow night. No, because Addie has a bunch of dance stuff. I think Sunday we're going to Austin to the Asian store. But aside from that, so does that work for you guys? Say yes, no? 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And we'll talk supplements, health stuff. 8's best for you. Okay, cool. Then what I'll do is create an event on YouTube in the morning, and then it will notify you. And then I like ahead of time. And I got to get better about scheduling these things. I literally need to get much better about scheduling these things and see. I don't know if I like the Substack thing just because you can't I can't see comments. So I may not go live on Substack. I'll just go YouTube. And I don't know if I'll do Facebook either. So if you're not following me, Facebook, go to my YouTube at Bernadette Gold 1. You're home by then too, Lillian. All right, cool. Then we'll do it. So here's the right time for Lillian. Right now it's 8:45 p.m. my time. So it would be almost 2 hours before now. Yeah. When I'll do it. I came on late tonight because I was fighting with myself over it. Oh, that's right, Deborah. You're on Facebook. Here's the thing with Facebook, and I love you. The thing with Facebook is this. Facebook Meta takes our stuff and pretty much shares it with their AI and all the things. Does that matter? To me, there's certain privacy concerns I have about Facebook. I will come onto Facebook if it makes you happy. I will come on. I will. I'll broadcast on Facebook. Eventually, though, just know I'm going to phase out of Facebook. I have not been on Facebook lately. Have you noticed? Because I was doing stuff other places. Eventually, I'm going to phase out of Facebook and focus my lives over on my new platforms and YouTube. I just don't have that many people. Like, Facebook doesn't show my stuff to my followers for whatever reason. And I get more traction other places. But I just have an issue with the tech bros, the big tech bros. Just saying. So, but I will come on Facebook, I guess, tomorrow. For now, I want to get you guys moved over to YouTube and to my other platforms, though. Please. Because, yeah. Anyways, all right. So I'll be back tomorrow. Bring your questions, bring your conditions. We'll talk about supplements, oils, herbs, treatments, modalities, whatever you want to say. We'll talk about that tomorrow. In the meanwhile, enjoy your evening or your morning, Lillian. Get some rest. Enjoy it. Speaks positive, speak truth, speak light. It's all going to be okay. We are going to get through that funnel together. We are. It's going to be tight. Not everyone's going to make it, but we will if we keep our eye on the light. All right. Well, I'll come on to Facebook tomorrow, Deborah, just for you. Like, just for you. And Lillian's on Facebook too, but she's on YouTube as well. So my YouTube link is actually in my profile on Facebook. Just click on it there. It's at Bernadette Gold 1 is my name over on YouTube. Just spell out my name with the number 1 right behind it, all one word, and you'll find my YouTube. Okay? All right. Thanks for being here, Miss Lillian. It's so good to see you. I know our time zones are just funky. So it's always good when I get to see you. And I've missed you. But yeah, I'm back. I'm feeling better. While my hair is wild and is just doing whatever it wants to do. My new curly hair after having straight hair my entire life. Like, I don't even care right now. So I hope you guys can deal with it. Cause like, I'm not cutting my hair. Like, I know it's in my face, but I want to grow out my bangs. I want everything to grow. I'm trying to get it to where I can at least get a bob cut. I have a mullet right now. Right now I have a mullet, but my hairdresser said, don't cut any length. Just let it all go. It's going to be uncomfortable. So probably going to have to wear headbands as my bangs kind of do their thing. I hope you guys can deal with my messy hair while I'm growing out the cancer curls. So yeah, I love you too. Thank you, Deborah. All right, you guys have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Good night.